for me, one of the greatest strengths student can bring is a sense of self-belief and resilience. That actually I've worked with many students who traditionally wouldn't have called themselves academic, and it's about actually if they have a dream, they have a passion, we can support them to develop their academic writing skills.
A UCAS application can be quite a lengthy process to complete, so I would suggest that you have a look at the UCAS website. You can complete the application in stages online. You don't have to do it all in one go. There are the very basic qualifications about your age, address, and details like that. The details that we perhaps focus on when an application comes through to us are your education, so the qualifications that you've already achieved and those that you're currently studying, and your personal statement. Those are the two elements that we really do focus on when an application comes into the admissions office.
We're looking at relevant experience, whether that be in the voluntary sector, whether it be paid, whether it's statutory sector or whatever it might be. But it's working with people, it's working with people in a social care setting, and it's having the capacity and demonstrating that capacity to think about what the experience of the other person might be, to demonstrate that empathy, to be able to reflect upon the impact that you yourself or the candidate may have had on the other person's life.
A lot of our students like to have tried to work in a hospital setting, so as a healthcare assistant or a midwifery support worker. Also thinking about their extracurricular activities, Duke of Edinburgh's Award, Brownie Pack leaders, guide leaders, anything to do with maybe caring for the elderly, which you could go into nursing homes and talk with people and support people in those different environments.
I think it's really important for people to sell their general experiences and background, and actually I think people with more of a variety of experiences before applying can actually be at an advantage when selling that on their application form and certainly in the interview process. So using experiences from previous work, college, school experiences in terms of working in teams, communicating with others, be that in a caring environment or not, having responsibility, kind of managing their time and others, all these kind of skills from life experiences are really important to sell, and actually people who haven't come straight into physio often have more of those experiences to be able to sell them.
When I'm looking at personal statements for occupational therapy, what I'm looking for is somebody who can demonstrate that they have skills in communication, that they're compassionate, they understand care, they understand the caring industry, they understand the different people that we have to work with and that everybody is different.
Some of the best personal statements I see for students that want to be adult nurses are those that clearly articulate what it is that they know that adult nurses do and why they think they would be great as adult nurses. So, for example, if they're talking about some of the things that they've done at schools, at college, it's about the transferable skills that they bring with them. And that speaks much more than just saying, for example, I did the Duke of Edinburgh.
We want you to shine in your personal statement. We want to know why you're applying for a particular course. It's important to put the name of the course in the personal statement. Don't just assume that we know what you want to do. Tell us what you want to do and why you want to do it, what skills you think you can bring to that role, any experience that you feel that you may have. Even if it isn't formal experience, it's really important that you put that down in the statement. There are some things that people do that aren't so important, and I would keep those to a minimum, and that might be different hobbies that you may have, although they may be interesting. If they're of no relevance to the role, then you don't need to write an awful lot about it. Don't tell us too much about the studying that you're doing, because we can see that from the education details that you put on the form. Just focus really on you as a person and why you want to do that particular course.
Work experience can vary greatly, and often it depends on the age of the student that's applying. So the younger students aren't allowed to have what we would call hands-on care experience, but the older students they've usually come from a background of working as a healthcare assistant, and then they realise that actually they would like to expand their role. However, any work experience that people have done with transferable skills, so working with the public, maybe sometimes working with people in uncomfortable situations, and that they can transfer those skills, because obviously that's what you need to do in nursing as well.
There's various work experience from things like you might help out at the Girl Guides, you might go and care for your neighbour next door, you may well have had some experience in a hospital. Don't worry if you haven't got these experiences that working with OTs in hospitals. We understand that can be really difficult to get. What we're looking for is what skills you've got. So what skills do you use in your Girl Guides voluntary work that relates to being an occupational therapist?
Many people may come into university via an access course, and I think that is a great route into familiarising yourself with study, especially if you've not studied recently. And those are available in local FE colleges all around the country. Students will be able to access courses. And we have some students who maybe don't do well in their A-levels that they thought that they would, who then go on from their A-levels to do their access course, and that's okay too.
If you've got concerns that perhaps you've looked on our website and you see that we need, for example, 300 tariff points for nursing, and you've looked at your qualifications and you may be 20 points short on that and be worried about it, please don't be. If we feel that your experience is really good and your personal statement shines, we will still consider you, even if your tariff points are a bit lower than we have advertised. We like to look at the whole application and the whole person, and there is always some flexibility there if we feel that you're right for us.
It's surprising how much potential different people might have that they might not recognise. And I'd certainly say, if you're thinking about it, come to an open day. Come to have that conversation, because it's not just about listening to someone talking about the course. It's also an opportunity to explore ideas and to speak to an academic who will care, who cares about all the things that I've been talking about, and to have that discussion and explore things in greater detail.